only Channel 2, by the way, was in Buckhead Monday night as police arrested the rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams. We showed you this exclusive video on WSB Tonight at
You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warrant? Please. But if I was a cop and a person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so fucking bad. But you told me that your license, you just got your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
I've seen one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those
Conditions of Young Thug's probation, which he had accepted during the YSL RICO trial, were recently broken. The media stated the state of Georgia has filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation and send him back to jail in response to his tirades on Instagram Live, Twitter, and even a brief clip of anti-Gunna music. This is due to Young Thug's initial viral success on Instagram Live, which occurred just after Gunna.
Don't even talk about these fake guys and fake houses with these pools you can get put out of in the next 2-3 years and all that cheese. We ain't even finna talk about none of that. Like, none of that is the topic of, I guess. Yeah, your spot out right now. You gonna put it on Instagram. I bet you put it on Instagram. At your house out. On God. You blocked from your page. I'm on your from my fake page. Can't about to black me. I still see it. You post a picture. That ain't me on that picture. Lane green. The whole world been thinking that too, man. I'm gonna say something about that, man. That ain't me with that skirt on with that hat. Man say he got more hits than me and Kendrick. Bro, your ain't got more hits than Kendrick, and you ain't damn sure ain't got more hits or anthems than me. You hard. Why you tripping? And I ride past your house for sale sign up. Now you done went and took your whole money and put down on that goddamn house out there, man. And you couldn't finish paying it off. Now the lady that came took her shit back. Now your stupid gotta sell it.
To which Young Thug would reply on Twitter upon the album's complete release. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. For Gunna, this was not warmly accepted. On his Instagram story, he would write, "Just be quiet, bro," and then take it down. "I'm not playing with you anymore. I lost your follow because you aren't on the album. This is Gunna's last album before he leaves Young Thug's label, YSL, which is why it's titled The Last One." As a result, Young Thug posted a video of himself publicly insulting Gunna while at a club party.
Thug ain't even doing subliminals. He's just straight up name. Hear this. He said, "Yeah, Gotti, he tricked me for some years. I ain't know that was telling." And then he says, "The only reason I with you, Gunna, it was because of Troop." Now, Troop is like some other Atlanta. And supposedly that's how the story of how he kind of meets Gunna. But Young Thug is flat out saying it. I don't rock with these rats. That's what he's saying. He believes they're cooperatives, okay? Now, you know, there's a tasteful way to do it in music, and there's a I don't give a let's crash out drill music type of way where you just say their names and call them rats.
His probationary agreement is directly violated by this, which raises the question of why Young Thug is so unhappy, since academics would then provide the important
Gunna's plan. I'm telling you, this is a fact. He always thought Thug would be free, but he thought that once Thug got his freedom and didn't get all those years, granted, I think he got let out maybe a year and a half before Thug. He thought Thug would forgive him. Thug would be like, "All right, bro, yeah, you right. Like, what they caught you up on wasn't really, it's all good. You're my mans. You're still." Thug is not letting it go. So Gunna at that point realizes not only is Thug free, there's no place for me on YSL anymore. And there's no love and there's no more returning to that friendship. Gunna always wanted to get back together. Thug never wanted to. And now Gunna has accepted that. What happened is that Gunna had a YSL tattoo. He's now covered it up. You see some flames. This is the new fit Gunna. He's covered up YSL, the snake, and also the word.
"Please pardon Gunna for his actions," was the message that thousands of fans sent Young Thug in response to the back and forth between the two songs. "Stop making fun of him, or you'll end up back in jail." This caused him to laugh in the studio later that night, proving that he is capable of handling any difficulties that may come along.
You got some pounds, Pete. I'm gonna show them away, Pete. Go pound. Go make bag. In that bag. I'll take. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, Young Thug committed a serious mistake. Also, allow me to clarify. At the time of Young Thug's single, Money on Money, the Atlanta District Attorney had already sought to revoke that probation. Because soon after the song was out, he ridiculed a female police officer, the same one, with whom Gunna had negotiated.
Young Thug did to have and this is how you know this 4 p.m. is real. Young Thug posted the woman. This is Marissa Vivierdo. He said, biggest liar in the DA office. He posted her, okay? And then he also reposted, all my homies hate Vivierdo. Now, this is someone who is a officer of the law. This is someone who is a government official. When you do that and you're under probation, the government is gonna be like, oh, are you sending a smoke signal that people should hurt this woman? That's why they're doing a motion to revoke his shit. Why did he do this? Because she's testifying in the OMF case, and she's basically saying, yo, OMF and 4PF, Lil Baby and them, they're beefing and is dying, and indictment's finna come down.
This resulted in the news story saying, the state of Georgia has filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation and send him back to jail, as they will use the new lyrics, discs, IG lives, and all the tweets against Young Thug. These guys are telling for nothing, and I got to be the one calling them friends, is a statement that Young Thug even rapped in his song Money on Money. This would be emphasized by Young Thug in his first public interview after being released from.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah, I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
Shortly after the interview, the news reported that Young Thug's legal problems were still bothering him. He is singled out by the Atlanta police shortly after being released from prison, because Young Thug's arrest by Atlanta police the day after the interview was conducted was captured on body cam and went viral online.
You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warrant? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so fucking bad. But you told me that your license,
Here's my
you just
thing,
got your
man.
license back. I ain't gonna get your
I seen
license.
one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those
At this, Young Thug became enraged. Later in the night, he would tweet, if you're a rapper and you rat, you just got to gospel. When someone replied to Young Thug with a tweet, you are literally not even legally allowed to rap about gangster stuff anymore, bro. It went viral. Go do gospel. There were 100,000 fans of this, as well as 3 million views, which unfortunately attracted the attention of law enforcement because it went viral. As a result, scholars began to voice their opinions about Young Thug's release and assert that the court was using the terms as a pretext to send him back to prison. They clarified that Thug would eventually violate his highly stringent probationary arrangement and would be returned to jail, which would prevent him from defending himself.
Some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. But he's always gonna talk about him and his is doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about the game. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see this was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
But now, everything will change. The reason behind Young Thug's constant criticism of Gunna will become evident. Black 100 released a 2-hour video of Gunna telling on Young Thug in an interrogation room, which led many to believe that the police were getting ready for another YSL case. But there's more proof that Gunna might have handed it to the police.
Gunna. Hey, Gunna, listen. I'm putting it together. I'm going to give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm going to give you some time, though, Gunna, for you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah. Guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking about.
After reviewing the court filings, Charleston White would affirm the new proof of snitching by saying that he respects Georgia for snitching to get out of the...
I wouldn't say what Gunna did was a snitch, because Gunna's not a... He made a confession.
But when all of this went viral online, fans began browsing the Atlanta court archives and found the fresh dossier. The federal government is compiling against Young Thug to revoke his probation. If this is enough to revoke Young Thug's probation and give him a 20-year prison sentence, kindly let me know. Jeffrey Williams, better known as Young Thug, reportedly tweeted, "Wham! Let's drop one of these rats," a week after being released. The reference to Wham alludes to rapper Lil Baby, who has been outspoken in his criticism of Gunna for leaving the YSL trial too soon. "We should," Lil Baby told Young Thug. "Gunna, stop acting like we're online friends." Thug tweeted the next day, "I've never heard of you before," seeking to open a line of communication with Gunna. Did attract Gunna and his brother's attention, but only his brother would reply at this time. "Trust and believe the feeling is mutual," he remarked. Later that evening, Young Thug made contact with T.I. by posting an Instagram story in which he clearly states that he is at home and that he left the establishment in a proper manner, taking a subtle joke at Gunna.
"Hey man, what you gotta tell these people?"
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my rap.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
And go tell that.
Making certain that Gunna is aware that he was released from prison in a proper manner. Even T was on his side. Strangely, the police noticed that fans would begin to harass Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, to stop him from trolling and disparaging Gunna, because it would not be advantageous for him legally at the moment, noting that there was an alert. Still, the trolling went on. They would say that researchers discovered that Young Thug was warning rappers to avoid Gunna at all costs by making many calls to them on a jail phone. Make it as if he doesn't exist, no business. No
research so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names, just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really like jump and work with.
But this is where things start to get weird. Why would academics discuss this subject a year after Young Thug was released from jail? Despite being legally forbidden from revealing it himself, investigators think Young Thug wanted the world to know. Gunna would respond when it became well known online, but he did so in front of his lawyer. "I was Gunna's lawyer, but I am not speaking on his behalf," the sentence said. This lengthy text's sole goal is to highlight Gunna's lack of collaboration. He made no remarks or actions that would have aided Young Thug's cause.
"We have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance."
Yes, ma'am.
"You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, where an item and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you."
He was released from prison in December 2022 after spending 8 months and entering an Alford plea. It was not and could not be used against Doug during his trial because of the Guinness plea agreement. His name was not even on the list of witnesses. He was sentenced to 5 years of suspended imprisonment with no reporting obligations, no probation, and no restrictions on his travel or residence. In the last 2 years, Gunna has reportedly performed all around the world, according to media outlets. He made millions of dollars and achieved international notoriety and celebrity. Thug, however, was taken to trial. In the end, he pleaded guilty in nolo after serving 30 months in prison and being put on 15 years of probation. For those who have disparaged Gunna and continue to do so, enough is enough. Intriguingly, Tekashi 69 would come out for the first time in a year in response to this declaration from Gunna's lawyer, saying Gunna did snitch.
Just incriminated, implicated YSL being so now home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, now he can't go with that defense. He can't go with the defense of saying, I'm a record label.
Expresses his desire to get his identity freed from the snitching stigma. At that moment, though, the world stopped. The police department that arrested Young Thug held the YSL RICO trial and negotiated a plea agreement with Gunna Wright. The head of Georgia's PD Council's team unit says that his office is preparing to defend against a potential for plea of RICO. Once you learn the effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, then you will realize why Young Thug and Lil Baby will never be cool with him again. Read the title of another tweet that went viral the same day, with a formal documentation titled Dropping Lil Baby, upon Lil Baby's name being dropped in court. The statement, "Investigator Viviro is on the stand," was scribbled. The calls are being wiretapped. According to someone, Lil Baby had tickets on the heads of several people. Lil Baby, like Lil Durk's M4 hire, paid to have folks dealt with, according to this. Importantly, Viviro, the investigator, is the same woman who Young Thug made his plea deal with, and that he denigrated earlier in the video.
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Or
and who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
After noticing this, Snoop Dogg would tweet that Atlanta DA is now playing Lil Baby after playing Young Thug first. Rappers in Atlanta, be careful, a significant update will thereafter be provided by the news. Following an interrogation on the assault of Lamont Freeman and Jackotti Davis, Lil Baby was taken to the county jail.
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of 2 teen-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come buy my tacos.
After the announcement, Lil Baby said that he had shuttered his BFF record label in order to keep the group from being labeled a street team while being investigated by the police.
Both pockets full had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
Given that DJ Academics has exposed Lil Baby's whole criminal past in Atlanta. It seems likely that he will soon be connected to a 4PF RICO case.
I'm gonna tell you some things that you're gonna have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug, she got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were gonna get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed her name, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Dirk, especially after Von died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Dirk eventually. You doing the math? You see why Lil Baby is moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county, state watch.
The Atlanta DA failed to apprehend Young Thug was the widely circulated tweet that resulted from it. Look, now she has Lil Baby, and she will use him as an example for the other rappers